stop scrolling. This isn't random, and you felt that. Something in you paused before you even understood why. Because this moment found you. Not earlier, not later, now. And there's a reason for that. You've been holding more than anyone realizes. Quietly, consistently, without announcement. And the strange part is, nobody sees the weight. They only see how well you carry it. But something is shifting. Subtle, but undeniable. And if you stay with me, you'll understand why this exact moment matters more than it seems. Because storms don't end the way people expect. They don't explode into silence. They fade, quietly. One moment you're bracing yourself, and the next, it's just over. Most people miss that transition. They're so used to surviving, they don't notice when they're finally safe. And this is where things begin to change. There's something about today, not obvious, not loud, but precise. It's not about starting over. It's about stepping forward in a way you couldn't before. And here's what most people don't realize. You've already survived the thing you once feared most. Not imagined, not exaggerated, real fear. The kind that made you question everything. The kind that felt like an ending. And yet, you're still here. Not the same, but still standing. That matters more than you think. Because that wasn't just survival. That was proof. Proof that when pressure builds, you don't collapse. You adapt. Even when it's messy, even when it's slow. But there's something else happening. Something quieter. You've been the one who stays calm. The one who understands. The one who lets things go. And on the surface, that looks like strength. Because it is. But underneath that, something has been building. Every time you ignored how you felt, you trained yourself to stay silent. Every time you minimized your reaction, you stepped further away from your own truth. Not all at once, but gradually. And that's the part nobody warns you about. There's a difference between being strong and disappearing to keep the peace. And maybe you've felt it, that strange distance, not from others, but from yourself. And then comes something even harder to explain. A quiet kind of loss. Not dramatic, not visible, but real. It's what happens when you outgrow a version of your life without leaving it yet. Everything still looks the same. Same places, same people, same routines. But something inside doesn't connect anymore. And you can't explain it without sounding ungrateful. So you don't. You just sit with it, quietly, wondering why something that once felt right now feels distant. This is where most people get confused. They think something is wrong with them, but it's not dysfunction. It's transition. You're between versions of yourself. Not who you were, but not fully who you're becoming either. And that space feels uncertain. But here's the truth most people miss. That discomfort is evidence. Evidence that you didn't stay where it was easy. Now listen carefully, because this is where things shift again. That feeling of boredom you've been noticing. It's not what you think. It's not laziness. It's not lack of discipline. It's misalignment. When something truly fits you, it doesn't require force to stay engaged. But when it starts to drift, the first signal isn't chaos. It's silence. A quiet disconnect. Easy to ignore, but persistent. And most people try to override it. They push harder. They stay longer. But what if that signal is guiding you forward? And this is the part most people avoid. You've also been misunderstood, more than you admit. Not by strangers, but by people close to you. They see a simplified version of you, not the full depth. And over time, that creates distance, not loud distance, quiet distance. You start adjusting, editing yourself, becoming easier to read, but less accurate. And eventually, you stop expecting to be fully seen. But here's the shift. You were never hard to understand. You were just operating at a depth most people don't look for. And that's not a flaw. That's capacity. But there's something else, something still active in your life. A pattern. Not obvious, not dramatic, but consistent. A reaction, a decision, a loop. You almost broke it once. You felt it, that moment where you paused and almost chose differently. But then, you returned to what was familiar. Not because you failed, but because the shift wasn't complete. And this is where today matters. The pattern is still there, waiting, not to trap you, but to test you. And this time, you'll recognize it. Because once you see a pattern, you can't fully unsee it. And recognition is where change begins. But here's where people get it wrong. They think timing is external, something visible. But real timing is internal. It's not when everything aligns outside. It's when something clicks within you. A thought lands differently. A realization feels heavier. And suddenly, things make sense in a new way. That's not coincidence. That's readiness. You're not behind. You're not late. You're arriving at the exact point you're meant to understand this. And if no one has told you this clearly, you're doing better than you think. Not in a surface-level way, but in the ways that actually matter, the ways no one tracks. You've grown in silence, endured without recognition, improved in ways you barely gave yourself credit for. And yet, you still feel like it's not enough, because your standards never stop moving. But listen. Constant pressure creates progress, but it also erases awareness. And if you never pause, you'll never see how far you've come. So don't rush past this moment. You don't need all the answers right now. You don't need a perfect plan. But something shifted here, even if you can't fully explain it yet. And that's enough. Because progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it's this: a quiet realization that you're not as stuck as you thought. And maybe, just maybe, this was the moment you were supposed to notice that.